Monday is here, and once again, it is time to answer your questions from the mailbag about this crazy War D team, the Mercs. Going to talk about how much the Black Order is really going to change the arena meta, T4 recommendations, and a lot more, guys. And if you're ready for it, you know what to do. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. I hope you had a great, safe, fun weekend. But it is Monday, and that means it is time to get back to work and answer your questions from the mailbag. Lots of questions this week, guys. Kind of separated them out into categories a little bit. Going to talk about the Mercs. Are they really the best War D team? I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Going to talk about the Black Order and how much they're really going to affect the meta. We got T4 recommendations, Ultima 7, Dark Dimension 3, all kind of questions from the mailbag. And if you guys have not joined the Discord yet, make sure you are a part of that if you want to get your question potentially featured in one of these. There is a link to the Discord server down below, and make sure you check out the mailbag questions channel. But let's get to your questions, guys. All right, first question of the week. Have you heard of a bug with Black Bolt's passive breaking the game as it goes off? Yes, I've heard of a few bugs with Black Bolt and his passive, and this thing's crashing the game, freezing the game like in your instance. I know the devs are aware of some of these, but make sure you are reporting. Anytime you guys get a bug, make sure you report it to customer service, and hopefully they can help you out, or at least make the devs aware of it if it's not a previously known issue. Greetings from Alberta, ValleyFlyin. Hope you and your family are doing well. Same to you, brother. All right, have a question that can't seem to find your answer to online. How does the milestone event require orbs opening occur? I've looked for a bunch of my schedules until my head was spinning. Thanks, Valley. All right, so there's no set. The reason you couldn't find anything good, there's no real set schedule for any of these. These kind of pop up every so often. There's no real timing. There's no real consistency with these. So my answer to everybody that's asking, should I be saving orbs or not? If you need the orbs, open them. If you need red star orbs, if you need gold orbs, open them. If there are orbs that you could afford to hold off on, you don't really need anything, it's not really going to make a difference to your roster, then wait and open them until you need them, because you never know when these kind of events are going to pop back up. Next question is, hello, aloha, and howdy, brother. I've heard you say multiple times about this game, given a choice, it would always choose the Incredible Hulk. So, well, not always choose the Incredible Hulk, but if Fox next came to you and offered to make the Hulk the premier meta character that you think he should be, but it would cost you every red star on every character you currently have, would you make that deal? I don't know if I would make that deal. That's a lot to trade in. I've spent a lot of time and resources getting these red stars. I like Hulk, but I don't know if I would make that deal. Also, what Hulk villain would you like to see added to the game? For me, that's an easy one. It would be Abomination. Next question. Hey, brother, can we see your Hulk, please? I'm hoping it would be T14 and all T4. You can see him, but you're gonna be a little disappointed. All right, so this is my Hulk in game right now, level 68. He has 7 stars, 4 red, no T4s, and only gear 10 right now. So that is where he's at. I told you, I knew you would be disappointed seeing this Hulk. ValleyFlyin, what are your thoughts on one-day blitzes? I like them a lot. Hope resource blitzes become more common. I'm with you there, brother. I like what they did last week with these blitzes for blue gear, orange gear, purple gear, red stars. I think it was a good kind of a break from these character blitzes, and I hope they instill these a little more often, brother. Next question. Greetings from the Philippines. Greetings, brother. About my supernatural team, picked up a 7 red star Doctor Strange a while back. The question is, given the stars I have on this team, is it worth it to keep investing in this team right now, or should I wait for more stars on Ghost Rider and Elsa? This also goes for my symbiote team, because I only have symbiote Spider-Man at 3 gold stars. Should I focus on them now or later? I don't know if any answer is going to be wrong or right here. So this is just going to be a matter of personal preference. And for me, what I do, I don't like really heavily investing in teams that I can't get gold stars on. The exception is if that team or that character is going to be meta breaking, kind of like a yo-yo. Can't really get gold stars on her, but I think she's valuable enough that I could invest resources on them. For this supernatural team, I'm not sure if they're meta breaking. They're a very good team. They can hard counter a lot of teams out there, but I haven't really put too many resources into this team. after a certain point. I put the T4s into them, but I've stopped really building up their levels, building their gear. Same kind of goes for that symbiote team. Symbiote Spider-Man does fall into that exception because I think he is game breaking. I think even at a lower star level, he still has some value. So it's going to depend on the team. And like I said, there's no real wrong answer here. So it's a personal preference. Hey, ValleyFlyin, I'm still new, working on getting my Defenders team up and running. I was wondering, have a 2-star Punisher, 2-star Miss Marvel. I was wondering if I should keep Punisher on the team or swap out from Miss Marvel. I personally would keep Punisher on that team and put Miss Marvel onto a whole new Hero Brawlers team. Eventually, that's where you're probably going to be ending up using those characters. So even though you're fairly new, I would start building out for these teams you're eventually going to use them on. Hey, Valley, greetings from Croatia. I have 2 questions. Do you know if it'll be possible to make a clone of Empowered Thanos with Mr. Sinister and how that match might look? Very interesting. Not sure what's going to happen with Empowered Thanos and Mr. Sinister, how they're going to interact. I know that if you have the other 4 Black Order members on your team, you clone a Thanos, those members will give Thanos the stones. He will become empowered. But as far as if you have a non-empowered Thanos and you clone him, is that going to give a empowered Thanos on your team, or is that going to give just a normal Thanos? Not sure. I think we're going to have to wait and see for that one. Second question is, have Black Bolt unlocked, have a 3 red yo-yo. Not sure if that's good for Ultimate 7. Well, right now, apparently the resistance is super low on all those characters. So her getting that, having enough focus to apply offense down to the rest of the team or the rest of the enemies should be pretty good. Not sure what's going to happen when the difficulties of Ultimate 7 comes around, because apparently they're going to have more resistance on those stages. So, but right now, as it currently stands, I think Yo-Yo, she can be good in Ultimate 7 with her current resistance levels. Hey, Valley, greetings from Texas, brother. Do you think Spider-Man and Miles Morales are worth building up, or should I wait until the new Venom movie where they may potentially add in symbiotes from the movie? Not sure exactly when that Venom movie is going to be released. I'm not sure how far everything got pushed back from the quarantine. So it is possible that they add more symbiotes at that point. But as of right now, I think normal Spider-Man and Miles Morales version of Spider-Man make a great 4th and 5th to that symbiote team. So as of right now, I think it is worth building them up to a certain point, just based on wherever the rest of your symbiotes are. Greetings from Arkansas, big fan of the channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you, brother. Question is this: with the introduction of Symbiote Spider-Man along with a symbiote tag, do you think Fox Next will add more symbiote characters? So kind of like the last question, I think it is a good chance of them adding more characters when the Venom movie gets released. I don't think it's, I haven't heard of any rumors of them getting released anytime soon though. So it might be whenever that Venom movie gets pushed out. But I think there is a chance, a good chance of that happening at some point. I just don't think it's going to be anytime soon. What is the best placement for aim? I'm using Graviton, Scientist Supreme, Security, Assaulter, and Monstrosity. So the way I have it, I have Scientist Supreme on one end and Security on the other end. I have Assaulter right next to Scientist Supreme because he has some bonuses with his passive and the adjacent targets for speed. So I want her to have a little more speed. I also want Monstrosity to have a little more speed because my Monstrosity is 7 red stars. So want him to be as fast as possible. So I have Assaulter placed next to Monstrosity and Scientist Supreme. You could put Graviton in that spot right next to Assaulter so he gets a little more speed. And that is what I do when I use Aimtron. But I think the important thing is watch your placement of Assaulter for that extra speed, and then have Scientist Supreme on one end and Security on the other end. Hey, big guy, sun's getting real low. Ooh, yeah, baby. All right, Valley, we just got shelled. Sent a request to support, asking them to place all the members in that alliance to have their accounts suspended to 30 days due to shelling. I don't know if they will do that. And the reason for that is I still don't think that shelling technically breaks their terms of service. I think it's hard for them to determine what is a legitimate reason for someone to leave an alliance and when someone is leaving for shelling. So I don't think that's going to happen as far as them banning people, but hopefully the changes that they recently added to the game for the rewards and the way the scores are calculated for alliance war, hopefully that kind of combats the shelling a little bit. But yeah, shelling is bad. I hope people stop with that. but I just don't know if that's going to be a bannable offense from FoxNext. Hey, Valley, I have trouble filling up my alliance. Valley Maniacs. Ooh, that is sweet, brother. Want to make alliance with players who enjoy your videos. I think it will help us to have a cohesive strategy, kind-hearted community since you're a kind-hearted role model. Can you give us a shout out on your video to help us build the alliance membership? Yes, shout out to you, Squirrel, and the Valley Maniacs out there. And guys, if you want to check this out, I think it's a cool thing. Tag Squirrel on there. I'm not sure what the requirements or anything are on there, but I'm sure he could get you sorted out. So tag him on my Discord server. What is up, Valley's checking from Central Cali. What is up, man? Simple question. Why must they do the maintenance at the worst possible time? So yeah, I get it. When they do the maintenance, it's right in the middle of a lot of wars and when people are actively playing the game. But I think the reason they do it at that time is because they're all at work and they could address any issues that potentially may come up. I know when I played Future Fight, they did it at like the work time of Korea because their main offices were based in Korea. FoxNext, their main offices are based in California. So I think that's why they do the maintenance at that time that they do, brother. When is FoxNext going to do something about all the cheaters? I have a guy with a 7-star Black Bolt, 7-star Magneto on my Arena Shard. Thing is, that is his only 7-star characters. Not sure how someone could get a 7 red star Black Bolt or a 7-star Black Bolt with only 3-star Hela. So I've seen that screenshot. I know it has been reported to devs, and I know they do big, massive ban waves. So I know it's kind of frustrating to see this kind of players in the game, but hopefully some stuff is done sooner than later. And yes, they have done these bans in waves with like massive amounts of players getting banned at one time. So maybe that's what they're waiting for. I don't know. I haven't heard back directly from Cerebro about this one, brother. Hello there. Greetings from Indiana. Just pulled my 7 red star Corvus Glaive. Any idea when he will become farmable? No, we have no idea. I think that is something, the farmability of characters, FoxNext keeps that very close to their vest. They don't really allow players to know when and if characters are going to become farmable. So we'll just have to wait and see with this one, but congratulations on that one. That's a good character. Eventually will pay off once you can start to farm him, get more shards for him. Ideal Merc team, thoughts on the rework worth investing? I also heard Killmonger is better on the Merc team. So a couple thoughts on that. They are a very, very good team, very strong war defense team. And I think their main value is going to be in war defense and blitz. Not really a lot of value for this team outside of those 2 game modes. So if those 2 game modes, especially war defense, is important to you, then yes, this is a team that you should be investing in. But yeah, if you're looking to get a lot of use in various game modes, then probably not worth investing in. But very, very strong in war defense. Killmonger is a very good character for this team. The only problem is you're taking off a Wakandan's team. So if you're not using him on a Wakandan's team, or you could find a replacement for him on a Wakandan's team, then yes, use him on this Merc team because he is very, very strong. The team I'm using, and I think the basis of that team is going to be Taskmaster, Merc, Riot Guard, Merc, Lieutenant. Those 3 are the most important. I'm using Bullseye and Korath on that team, but Sniper would work on that team and Killmonger would work on that team. And you're disappointed in a rework. And yeah, I think your reasoning there for making another defense team, I would be disappointed in that as well. I'm not liking war defense teams too much, but as far as how good they are, this is a very strong one, brother. What is up from the CO Valley? What is up from the TX? I pulled my first 7 red star, but it's Merc Sniper. He wasn't part of the rework. He got a little tiny bit of rework in this last patch. Is it worth him powering it up for the Merc team? So what really makes that team good is Lieutenant, Taskmaster, and Riot Guard. Those are the 3 that really make that team good. And you could put in 2 other Mercs and still have the team very good. So depending on where you have your other Mercs, it might be worth including him on that team, maybe with a Bullseye or someone, so you don't have to take Korath off another team, so you don't have to take Killmonger off another team. But yeah, he's going to be very strong. He does a lot of damage, and he gets helped by the other Mercs on that team, even though his kit wasn't necessarily reworked too hard. Hello from Wales. Do you think the Merc rework, some of the nodes have gotten slightly harder? I think yes, because of some of the reworks, especially Lieutenant, Riot Guard, they're going to be a little better, which is making the PvE content a little harder. I hope it's not, I haven't really run into a problem with it personally, but I hope it's not too much harder for players that are struggling with this kind of content. Planning my Merc team once I unlock Taskmaster. Run. Taskmaster, Merc Lieutenant, Merc Right Guard on Bullseye. Thoughts on a new tier 13 Deadpool versus level 54 tier 10 Kingpin as my 5th. All right, Deadpool is going to be a little better for right now just because he's as a higher gear level, but I think Kingpin works a little better on that team. He works good with villains, so any villains have the potential to get an assist. Plus, he summons Mercs, and that's going to give some benefit for the rest of the team. So I think Kingpin works a little better eventually until you have him built up. But right now, it wouldn't hurt throwing Deadpool on that team until you could get Kingpin built up a little more, brother. What is up, ValleyFlyin? Loving all the content, brother. I have a war question here. With a Merc team out, them being on war defense, that gives us another solid war defense team. The Mercs, Hydra, Shield, Asgardians as the core 4. Who would you recommend as the other 4 spots? So I think you got to include the Marauders in there because they're designed as a war defense team. Defenders and Wakandans, they're okay. They're not great on defense. They're not great on offense. So I think that's a good spot for them. So you don't have to waste a spot for one of your offense teams. Sinister 6, if you have them built up, will work as well. And I think the last spot, you got to go with Captain Marvel team, whether it be an Avengers team or a Brawlers team, whatever. I think Ultron is a little better on offense right now. So those would be the 8 that I would recommend, brother. After the 4.0 upgrade, MSF released a note stating that players had problems with the game crashing to sync with Facebook and deleted and reinstall. After I did this, MSF charged me almost $30. Have you heard anything about this issue? This is the first I'm hearing of this, brother, but I would definitely check with your credit card company, check with Foxnext, check with either Android or iPhone, whoever you're syncing this with, and reach out to them because that's not good. You shouldn't be charged for any purchase that you did not make. So check into that, but this is the first I'm hearing of it, brother. Definitely get a refund if you did not authorize these purchases. Greetings from Kansas. Love the videos. Please keep them up. I had a question about unlocking Ebony Maw. What do you think will be the minimum power I need to unlock them? I'm using Karnak, Crystal, Black Bolt, Miss Marvel, and Quake. I don't think it's going to be too much because these are very, very good characters. I'm thinking minimum to unlock him, that's at the 5-star level. My guess is going to be about 150k depending on where you have your characters. I mean, if you have a really strong Black Bolt, that could account for some weakness across the board there. But these are good characters, and the Inhumans are a very good team. Hero Brawlers are a very good team, so you're not going to get screwed by building these characters. So you could build them without having to worry, brother. Is there a special reason we should take a character past level 70? I know about the focus boost, but beyond that, does it really matter? So it's a focus and resistance boost at 71 and at 74, but you got to remember at 75, that's when you could take these characters up to tier 14. So those are going to be your main benefits, but some of them are pretty significant, brother. Big fan from Jersey. What is up, man? Unfortunately, missed out on the Magneto last time around. In the meantime, would you run out of the 6 remaining Brotherhood? Who would you run out of the 6 remaining Brotherhood? For context, mid-game player, all the Brotherhood are between 21 and 18k power level. Thinking Toad, Blob, Pyro, and Juggernaut. So it's between Sabretooth and Mystique. If it's out of those, I would probably go Mystique over Sabretooth. I think she offers a little more utility rather than just the damage. Sup, ValleyFlyin? About the seeding theory, I don't think it works like that. The seed theory is actually the gambler's fallacy, the mistaken belief that past events can influence future events that are entirely independent of them in reality. So I know that some other people that have worked in game development in other games have said that they have used this seed, which means like every time you open the game, there's a certain chance of getting good luck or bad luck, and that resets every time you open the game in other games. I don't know if that's how it works in MSF, but I think a lot of people are taking that seed theory and applying it to MSF. May work, may not work. I still do it just for fun, and you know, that's the point of this game, is just to have fun. But yeah, it's a little different than the gambler's fallacy, where every time is a random chance. I think yeah, I think in certain games it's not a random chance. I think there's better chances and worse chances in other games, but in MSF it may be a total fallacy. So I don't know. I'm gonna still do it though, just for fun. Hey Valley, I hope you and your loved ones are safe from Yorkshire, England. Same to you, brother. My question this week is, what is the best team you've crafted together with a covert tag for the Taskmaster event? I'm really struggling to create a team with decent synergy. All right, so usually I just take into my top characters and just throw it on auto, because after you get to a certain point in the game, these events become easy. But just for theory crafting sake, let's go and look at that covert tag and see if we can create a good team. All right, so looking at this covert tag, there's a lot of different ways you could go. I guess it's going to depend on your roster. You got Merc Lieutenant, Merc Radguard, Taskmaster, Bullseye in here, so you can create a pretty good Merc team if you already have them built. You got Yo-Yo in there, so you could use her as a protector. Nick Fury is a good character. Loki, Falcon. So I guess if I were to create a team, I would go Yo-Yo, Nick Fury, Falcon, Loki, and probably Minerva. And I don't know if that's enough damage, but I think that's going to be the initial team I take in there. What's up, brother? Greetings from Wisconsin. What's the chance of Dr. Doom and Odin becoming playable? I think the chance of both of them becoming playable at some point is good. It's not characters that I've heard rumors about recently, but Dr. Doom kind of been in the game for a while as Buddy. Odin, I think it makes sense for him to eventually come to the game as well. So I think the chances are good eventually, but I don't see either of these characters becoming playable soon. What are your settings you're using on BlueStacks? Can't think of a next question. Just want them settings. All right, so here are my display settings. I think the more important one is engine settings though. So these are the settings I'm using for the engine right now on BlueStacks. And I'm also playing on the low graphics mode on Marvel Strike Force. I used to always play in the high graphics mode, but a few patches ago, we've had some issues with BlueStacks, and I've been playing on low graphics ever since then. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully this could get BlueStacks up and running for you. But that is exactly what I'm using, brother. What's up, Valley? Keep up the great work. So I'm ready for Ebony Maw and unlocking Shuri as well. Do I keep working on Black Order or start working on my Ultimate 7 team? Now, this is really going to be dependent on where you and your alliance are with Ultimate 7. If you guys are starting it soon or have been doing it for a while and your teams just are kind of not there yet, you're kind of holding your alliance back, then yeah, work on your Ultimate 7 team right now. But if you're not gonna be doing it for a while, you can kind of work on some of these characters in the background, like Shuri when you unlock her, like Scientist Supreme. Ultron is a great character in a lot of game modes, so you could unlock him and start working on him as well. But as far as Ebony Maw and the rest of these legendary events, just make sure you don't have to work on them right away, but make sure you work on those gold stars right away, because you're not going to be able to get gold stars for these characters until this event comes back or until some of the rest of the Black Orders become farmable. So just make sure you get the gold stars on them. You could come back later to the levels, you come back later to the gear and the abilities, all that stuff, but just make sure your teams are ready for the raids that you're doing and have a good arena team. So that may be the Black Order. You may be doubling up on that one, but yeah, just make sure you're good in arena and raids, and then you can start to work on some of the more fun teams for fun. All right, Valley. A few of my alliance mates have received 50 Captain Marvel shards, even though they've already collected the shards after the Widowmaker completed in Dark Dimension 2. The Reddit post about that, haven't seen any response issue from Foxnex. Have you heard anything about what the devs are gonna do about it? So haven't heard anything about it since last week, but let me show you their response officially last week. So this was a post that they made back in the 2nd of May. There were some players that were getting Captain Marvel shards that shouldn't. There's some players that should have been getting the Captain Marvel shards and didn't get it. They said that they said, we've identified the technical issues, but the team will need a few more days to formulate the plan properly to address the situation. Expect to hear more details on the subject next week, which was last week. So hopefully we will get an answer to this, what is going on with this soon. Hey, ValleyFlyin, greetings from the Netherlands. I have a quick question. My arena team is a 96k Captain Marvel, 81k Hela, 85 Phoenix, 63 Ultron, and a 72k Minerva. Is it wise to swap anyone for a 60k 4 red, 4 yellow Mr. Sinister? If so, who would you boot? I'm not sure if it is wise just because of that drop in power level, but if I were to boot somebody, it would probably be either Hela or Minerva. Those would be my best guesses. I'm not sure if that team would work better just because of that drop in power level, and any clone that Sinister makes is going to be based on his power level. So you might want to wait until you get a little more gold stars or get lucky with the red stars, or just get his gear up before you do that. But yeah, if I had to pick one out of those, it would be either Hela or Minerva, brother. Hey, Valley, greetings from Palau. How can I counter Phoenix in arena? I know Black Order will eventually do it, but it'll take at least a month to get them assembled and powered up. So the best strategy, I think, is saving Phoenix for last if possible. Sometimes it's not possible, but if you can, take out the protectors first, take out the other damage dealers first. So take out the Colossuses, take out the Yo-Yos, and then take out the other damage dealers like the Captain Marvels, Black Bolts. And then after that, once you got like a big advantage, then take out their Phoenix, then take out their Dark Phoenix. That's the best way. Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes you get unlucky and you have to do the match over, but yeah, if possible, just save, try to kill that Dark Phoenix. Don't get into Dark Phoenix form right on. Next question. Hey, Valley, it looks like Ebony Maw's kit will be a hard counter to Phoenix. Yes, it will. But do you think the Black Order will be enough to take out the current arena meta? So the thing is, the devs said that the Black Order does take out the current arena meta at equal power. Here's the thing though, when most people get them, they're probably gonna be punching up because most people will have not as many gold stars, not as many red stars on that Black Order team. So at even level, I think they will be, just based on what the devs have told us. But punching up, I am not sure. We're gonna have to test this thing out, but it's gonna be based a lot on focus and resistance. So red stars, gold stars that you got on these characters are gonna matter, guys. Thoughts on Supernatural being a good counter to Black Order since Doctor Strange can flip or remove buffs? It is possible if you have enough focus to do it. That'll be the big thing, if you could overcome the resistance check of the Black Order. Also, do you think MSF will ever give Iron Man a rework to summon bots along with Avengers rework to hard counter the Black Order? It is possible. I know there's rumors of that happening when Black Widow got her rework. I think that got pushed till November, so possibly around that time, if any. If it doesn't happen around then, probably not happening to another big movie release or some other big tie-in is my guess. Greetings from Saskatchewan, brother. My question is regards to Arena. Always hear people talk about the Arena shard. My question is the shard based on your total collection power or the collection power of the team you're running? It's based on neither. It's based on when you started the game. So when you start the game, you're placed in an Arena shard with people that started around your time. And I'm not sure if this is actually when you unlock Arena or when you actually start the game, but around that time, as long as you keep playing, you should be playing against people with the same time investment that you've made. Now, the big difference is going to be coming in amount spending. You know, people that spend a lot more, they're going to have access to better characters, better teams. So that will be your disadvantage there. But as far as time, you should be in an Arena shard with someone that's been playing around the same time as you, brother. Sup, ValleyFlyin, with the Merc Lieutenant, Riot Guard having a rework, would it be worth it to invest tentatively for Dark Dimension 3 City Section? It may be. Again, it's going to be dependent on the rest of your roster, where you've taken the rest of your characters, how much you're investing into this Merc team. But if you're not sure, as I'm probably not sure right now, build them up to tier 12. Don't T13 them. Don't T14 them. Save your orange gear. And at the time you start to enter Dark Dimension 3 in that city section, then at that point, see if it makes sense for you. But save your orange gear, because there could be another character that comes along. Maybe you get a good red star pull on somebody that you want to invest in them instead of these guys. But see where your uniques are at that time and then make a determination. That would be my recommendation, brother. Next question. Longtime player and watcher, third time inquirer. I finished Dark Dimension 2 and I'm turning my sights to preparation for Dark Dimension 3. The uniques are something I've focused on buying in the shop for a long time, and I don't really see where to attain them. Could you give us a rundown on their acquisition methods, please? So obviously, once in a while, there's offers that pop up. You can spend real world money on it, but in game, you can find it in the supply section of the store, the one you buy for gold. You could also find it in the war store, so you can spend war currency for those mini uniques. The only other place I've seen mini uniques is in that war orb, that orange orb. That sometimes drop the unique. So 3 places that you could get them in the game without spending any money, brother. ValleyFlyin, sup from Melbourne, Australia. Hope all is well. Same to you, brother. I'm preparing Dark Dimension 3, Minerva, Phoenix, Black Bolt. They're ready to go. Still deciding on the last 2. Question is between Fury, just for the sake of getting in. He's at 13, can take him to 14. Or build up someone like Sif that's only geared 10, don't have any of the uniques. So probably right now, I'd say Sif is out, especially if you are just trying to get in. She does have that skill tag, and there's not a lot of great skill characters that you could bring into that game mode. So Fury might be the way that you want to go, depending on other skill characters that you're thinking of building. And as far as the 5th, looking at Ultron or Hela, I think Hela is the way to go, especially just for Dark Dimension 3. Ultron kind of falling off a little bit, and it's going to give you a lot of great value in other game modes, not as much in Dark Dimension 3. So I would go Hela because she's a great character in many game modes, and probably Fury just based on the skill characters that you're throwing out to me and the mini uniques that you have for him. So, or the superior uniques, excuse me, that you have for him. And just, yes, and I guess, but it would be determined on your skill characters. So if you don't have other skill characters as options, Fury is probably the best one, and then maybe working on Sif for later once you get to that Cosmic section. What's up, ValleyFlyin? Love the content. Looking ahead to build a team for the Cosmic section of Dark Dimension 3. Do you think any of the Black Order members would be good candidates? Main three I'm thinking are Black Bolt, Captain Marvel, Minerva. Ebony Maw seems like a good fit based on his kit, and I say that if you're looking at just the Black Order members, Ebony Maw is going to have the best standalone kit. He's the only legendary, so he's going to have the best kit as far as that, so he could be worth taking in. Cull Obsidian, I don't think adds a lot of standalone value, so unless you're thinking of taking a full Black Order and Thanos team in there, probably wouldn't be working on Cull. But very interesting is Proxima and Corvus. Both of them are skill characters. Not a lot of great skill characters in the game to take up to T14. We mentioned Fury and Sif on the last question, but Proxima and Corvus are options. As they have some really good synergy with each other as well, so those might be options. I already took my Proxima up just because I didn't have a lot of good skill options. Corvus is the next skill character that I'm working on for that, so that might be an option for you taking into Dark Dimension 3 as well, brother. Do you know if the real-time PvP mode will have any kind of reward system? It looks fun. I don't find it worth it if I don't gain anything out of it. Gotta remember, brother, this is a game for fun, so do what you have fun. I know for me it's fun building up these characters and seeing them get stronger and stronger over time, but at some point, what are you building these characters for? So I think it's a good mode. As far as rewards though, they did say that it depends on the reception that this mode gets. If there's a lot of people playing it, a lot of people liking it, they probably will add rewards. They'll probably add and expand this mode a lot more. If it doesn't really catch on, they're probably not going to do too much with this mode. So what they do with this is going to be based on what the community thinks about this mode. So, but I think it's fun. There's no rewards yet right now, but it's just for fun. Greetings, I love the content. Creep of the great work. Just out of curiosity, with all the new characters added, which would win a 5-on-5 tournament? Tech, Mutant, Bio, Mystic, or Skill? Well, I think it would either be Tech, Mutant, or Bio. Tech has Ultron, Scientist Supreme, Minerva. They got some really good, and they got Falcon. So a lot of good characters there that I think a lot of people use in PvP modes if they don't get banned. Mutant, you got Phoenix, you got Mr. Sinister, you got Colossus. A lot of great options there that can win matches for you. And Bio, you got Black Bolt there. You got Captain Marvel there. You got other great characters there. It's going to be between Tech, Mutant, and Bio. Mystic and Skill, I just don't think they have the meta-changing characters that will allow them to win that match right now. Shout out from Brooklyn, New York. Wasn't one of the main reasons they introduced real-time PvP was to allow veteran players to play the game with their friends who started much later than them. If that's the case, why did they put a level 65 barrier to players using it? Not sure why the barrier was placed there, but kind of like I said with the previous question, I think one of the things that they eventually will do with this mode is add more stuff to it if people are liking it and have a good reception to this. One of the things that everybody behind the scenes, a lot of the content creators have been pushing for behind the scenes is like an evening out mode where all rosters are evened out, and it just becomes about skill and not who has the red stars on this character, who's built this character more. It's just the all things being equal mode, I think, is one feature that I hope they will add. So I hope this mode catches on and they will start to add more stuff like that. Are they setting up a way so that you could play with a new player, sometimes balancing the power difference? So like I said, one of the things that we've been really pushing for is the all things being equal mode for this. But again, how much resources they invest into this PvP mode is really going to be based on the reaction of the community. So I'm personally hoping that everybody likes it and this mode keeps getting features added to it. Greetings from the Great White North, Toronto, Canada. What is up, brother? Thanks for all your content. You make MSF so much more fun. It's a pleasure watching your videos. Thank you, brother. I was wondering, what is your strategy when PvP now that you had a few matches? Is there a certain formula or flow you use when picking and banning with another players? So for me, I try to ban the main characters, which is Phoenix, Black Bolt, and then sometimes it's Ultron, sometimes it's Captain Marvel, sometimes it's Mr. Sinister, sometimes it's Hela, depending on what the opponent's doing. I don't think I've really found a good strategy yet because right now the game is just for the game mode is just for fun. But because I've been experimenting, I've been, oh, let me try this. I did this last time, this worked out good, but let me try this instead. So right now I'm doing a little too much experimenting to have more of a good strategy set out. But there's certain characters that work really well, like Loki's, like Falcons, that I think some people are sleeping on. So try using those, and hopefully those don't get banned. Good day from Baltimore. Love the Taskmaster videos, meant to make me want to get him right now. Question: I'm getting smashed by alliance mates in PvP because they're focused on leveling their characters to a high level. I'm focused on getting my characters to level 5, level 54, get them ready for legendary events. Do you think I should keep doing the same as them? Am I trying to conserve? I'm trying to conserve gear and gold. So there's two different ways you could go about building a roster. One is to build a very, very wide roster with a lot of teams that are at decent levels, at usable levels. And this is really good for blitz mode. Now, I think you do need to have a wide roster at some point, especially with things like Alliance War, but you're also going to need that top end power. So for your arena teams, for your raid teams, you're going to need a lot of power in these characters so that they can get through this content. So I think you're going to need both. If I were to do one, I think it's probably a little better to focus on your high end characters. That way you have a good arena team and have a good raid team. But yeah, for real-time PvP, I think there's certain characters, like I mentioned, like a Loki, like Falcon, that some people might be sleeping on. Focus on building these characters just to get them usable in PvP if you want to start to win in those game modes a little more. Scientist Supreme is a beast. Invisible Woman is a beast. Magneto, another character that people use a lot. So there's benefits and negatives, but I think a balance of that is good. You do need to have some high-level characters, and not just a lot of teams. ValleyFlyin, how you been, brother? Since PvP has launched, my alliance is constantly in friendly competition with each other. We're going to do an alliance-wide tournament for fun and bragging. 2 questions. Due to the draft system, comps are out the window. What tunes seems to be some of the best, given team-ups and synergies are now not always optional? Optimal. So like I mentioned before, Loki is very, very good. Falcon, Scientist Supreme, Invisible Woman, and then any random character that you have at high red stars, those are going to be some good characters for you. You need to balance some damage and some sustainability. And then all the normal meta characters like the symbiote Spider-Mans. If you get a Hela, if you get an Ultron in there, then I think you're going to have a good advantage. What's the best way from your phone to record and upload videos? You mentioned YouTube there. I think that's the best way. There might be another way that's a little better out there, but just upload it to a new YouTube account. You can make it unlisted and just share that link with your alliance mates. That might be the easiest. I don't know if there's a better solution out there for you, brother. I'm not sure if you saw this, but did you notice there's an option to favorite a player for verse battle now? Yes. So you could heart your player, heart your character so that you can see him in the roster selection tree. And there's another place right next to that heart that you could see these characters at the top of your verse battle soon. So make sure you guys are using this if you're playing a lot of verse battle and don't want to be scrolling through all your roster a lot. Hey, Valley, can you please explain lanes in Ultimate 6 so my alliance can hit 100% by showing in-game if possible? So there is a section in the Discord server with infographics. You can request stuff there. And I just posted one there, so you could check that out, see if you guys want to use that lane. Also, another resource I want to talk about is msf.gg. They have blank maps for all these raids. You could use that to create your own lane assignment. But Ultimate 6, 2 guys on the outside and then splitting up the lanes individually on the inside is usually what we've done back when we did Ultimate 6. So hopefully that helps, but check out the Discord server and tag me, and you can request some other infographics. You can't find one in that channel, brother. Hey, ValleyFlyin, my 9-month-old baby Nolan has watched your videos since he was born and loves the intro. We love your content. What is up, Nolan? Smash it, brother. All right, have a serious Dark Dimension 2 problem. I don't have Black Bolt, Ultron, or Phoenix. I have Minerva, Groot, and Star-Lord, Gear 13. What are my best options for the last slot? So obviously it can be depending on your roster, the resources you have. But out of these that you mentioned, Mr. Sinister, Invisible Woman, or Hela, I would probably go Invisible Woman to match up with this, give that team a little more protection, and Hela, because Hela's great. Hela's one of the best characters in the game. Mr. Sinister is as well, but most people don't have really the gold stars on him to really justify that. So I would keep him out unless you already have a lot of gold stars on him. Hello from Alabama. My 2-year-old daughter has been learned to fist bump from watching your videos. Smart girl, fist bump to you. I was wondering about BKT. I'm transitioning to the mid game. I'm wondering if I should work on building them up. What situation is BKT best for? Have a huge Captain Marvel's, thinking of subbing her in for Rocket because he's a little squishy for my test. Yes, Rocket is squishy, but the good thing about Rocket, he has a very low cooldown on his ultimate, which means that energy distribution from Thanos, Star-Lord, if you're killing enough enemies, he's going to be able to AoE and AoE and AoE, and that is why BKT works good. As far as what they're good for, any raids, Ultimate 6 and lower that BKT team is going to be able to smash, and they're still going to give you a little bit of use in the end game. So I'd say yes, build up that team. Still going to give you a lot of value, especially when you're just entering the mid game, brother. Hey, Valley, hope you're staying safe. Thanks for the great content. My question is, what is your current Ultimate 7 team? I hear a lot of people are using Black Bolt right now. Also, how do you get so many ability mats? So as far as ability mats, just through playing the game, hopefully you're in a good alliance, doing some good raids. And yes, just do normal raiding and the season rewards. You should get ability mats from that way. As far as my current Ultimate 7 team, Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Scientist Supreme, Shuri, and Hela is just in there right now instead of Ultron. Bought the 5th red star on her from the silver promotion credits. So ever since I got that star, she has been much better in Ultimate 7. So Hela is on that team right now. That is my current Ultimate 7 team. What is up from beautiful British Columbia? Glad to see you're still smashing it. Anyway, things I wanted to ask you. What collection power can Yo-Yo be effective at Ultimate 7? Talking deep in Ultimate 7. So if we're talking Ultimate 7 right now with the low resistance to enemies, I'm thinking 40k, 50k right now. If you're starting to do one of these stronger ones, one of these upgraded ones, once we get the level difficulty selectors, probably going to start going up. But I would build a Yo-Yo up on there. Would you like be doing some challenges on stream, like an open challenge, set teams instead of a pick one and choose? I would love the honor of you kicking my butt in my first 1v1 match. Yeah, that should be good. I mean, anytime I'm streaming, hit me up. Maybe we could do something like that. I might be streaming tonight, so maybe on Twitch tonight I might be doing that. And certain teams sound good. Instead of a real PvP match, just kind of testing teams. Hand versus Ravagers, X-Men, Asgardians. I think that would be fun. Valley, thanks for all you do. Hello from New Zealand. I have a 6 red star Ronin. Congratulations on that. Any T4s worth it for him? So I think his best T4 is gonna be on his special, because that allows him to summon 2 Kree minion allies instead of 1 to 2. So that makes a big difference. I think his passive is also pretty good. Gives him more resistance, a little bit more healing as well. And for you, in your case, with the 6 red star Ronin, you might want to invest in the basic and ultimate as well, because those increase the damage. Most people, I wouldn't recommend those 2 T4s, but if you're heavily investing in that Kree team and are going to be using Ronin a lot, and based on your 6 red star, it might be worth those as well. But I think the best one out of the bunch is going to be a special, just for the extra Kree minion. ValleyFlyin, haven't done U7 before, but the team I'm going to use is Ultron, Black Bolt, Minerva, Shuri, and Scientist Supreme. I have T4s on everything for Ultron and Black Bolt. Would you recommend any others? And how should I handle the positioning of this team? I would place Minerva on one end and probably Shuri on the other end. Everybody else, I don't think matters too much. As far as T4s, you don't need any for Minerva. Shuri, you could do her ultimate. That's going to help with her healing. And you can do her passive. That's going to help her get a little more speed so that she could put the defense up on the teams in that first move. And then Scientist Supreme, I like her special because that allows her to flip an extra debuff on the enemy team or on your team. ValleyFlyin, I want a T4 all of Symbiote Spider-Man abilities. Where should I start? I was thinking about his passive first. I would agree. I did his passive first. Makes a big difference. As far as the rest of the abilities, I'm probably going to do them all as well. So this is more about the order, and I guess that's a personal preference rather than which one you should or shouldn't do. So the order that I think I'm going to do them in is the passive, obviously. That's the best of the bunch. I think for me, I'm going to do that basic second, because the defense downs for 2 turns I think is very good. The special is also very good. The ultimate is also very good. I think I'm going to go special first because that one normally is going to be the opening move. I end up using that one a lot more than the ultimate and then the ultimate. But all of them are good, brother. So yeah, just get all of them. But yeah, passive, you are definitely right. That one should come first. Sup from Bristol, UK. Thanks for all your amazing content. Question for you. Which T4s do you think are essential for U7 60%? Personally, I'm using your Scientist Supreme, Shuri, Yo-Yo, Black Bolt, and Ultron, and finding them great. I like that team as well. Unless you got a really strong Hela, I would probably keep Ultron in there. I have T4s for Black Bolt and Ultron, all of them. Yo-Yo's passive, so you might want to do her basic as well. That's going to give her that guaranteed assist chance from Black Bolt on this team, so I think that one's very important. Scientist Supreme special, you've done that. That is good. So I guess the next one is going to be Shuri. So her ultimate, like we talked about in the last question, is going to help her healing. And her passive, it's going to help her get a little more speed in the beginning to get that defense up a little bit more quickly on your team. So I think those are the only other ones worth doing for that team, brother. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. You are hands down my favorite MSF YouTuber. Thank you, brother. Question, should I do the T4 on Yo-Yo's basic? Yes, if you're thinking of taking her to Ultima 7, running her with Black Bolt alone, that is a very, very important one to give her the assist, a guaranteed assist on her basic. So yeah, I like that one. That is a very good one. Woo, lots of questions this week, guys. And I want to thank each and every one of you that left a question on the Discord server in the Mailbag channel. Whether it got answered or not, thank you. It is because of you that this video is what it is. And I apologize if your question did not get answered. Leave it again this week. Hopefully it's a short question so I can get to a lot of these questions. But yeah, tag me and all that stuff. And if you have not joined the Discord server already, make sure you do that. There's a huge community there. Not just myself, but a lot of players, some that know a lot more than me that can answer questions that you guys have. So check that out. And if you guys have not already subscribed, if this is your first time watching this channel, subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, and join the notification squad, guys. Ring that bell. At least 4 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel so you can get notified every time they get uploaded. And like I said, share this with your friends. Let them know about this channel. Let's see if we can grow this channel bigger and bigger. I got something special planned at 30,000 subscribers. So yeah, let's see how quickly we can grow this thing, guys. And I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys have not already checked out some of the other links down below that support the channel, BlueStacks, Valley merch, there's a sale that's been going on later this week. Check that out. And I will see you guys next time. Make sure you give me a Hulk fist bump before you go. And check me out on social media. ValleyFlyin out.